Greetings, lovely people. Welcome back again to my channel. This is Doris. In case you're coming across this channel for the first time, make yourself comfortable. How is your day going? I believe it's moving on smoothly. To my old subscribers, you're highly welcome. We have this beautiful fiction story that we've been sharing for some weeks now. Lesson-packed story, amazing and interesting story about LIQUOROSE and EMMANUEL. But these are fiction story. I have been getting a lot of messages from people that I don't even know, telling me how the story is even helping them, how they are learning a lot of things from the story. And of a truth, these things are happening around us. It's fiction story, yes, but it's happening. Some relationships are going through all those things. So all you have to do is sit down, get your popcorn, get your drink, or get water and enjoy this video together with me. We learned how we should be listening to our instincts. These are small voices that do speak to us. You might not be seeing the person, but of a truth you will know that a voice is speaking to you deep down your heart. So we learned how we should be listening to those instincts of ours in our yesterday's chapters that we shared here. Also surrounding ourselves with good friends and well-wishers that will be giving us practical advices. Well, let's not talk too much and move into the ones that we came with. Okay guys, remember the title of this story still remains My Pills for Depression. We are now in chapter 59. Rose was still packing when Diana came and mocked her. I thought you said that I would be the one to leave this house. Now look at what happened. Poor you. Seriously, you are such a noisemaker. Shameless, just to shame. Before she could conclude, Rose landed a hot, spiced slap on her right cheek. You slapped me, another one landed on her left cheek. She wanted to hit her back, but Rose held her arm. Try it and all your teeth will fall on the floor. You dey meant, Abby. Try me and see how crude I can be. Have told you to stay clear and right. If I open my eyes, you're still here, I will beat you black and blue. Stupid girl. Diana left there immediately. She went downstairs to watch the remaining drama. Few minutes later, Rose was done packing. Carrying her luggages, she went downstairs, opened the door and was about to leave when Emma stopped her. Rose, if there is anybody who will leave the house, it should be Diana, he said as he held her hand. My love, I know that I have hurt your feelings, but I did all this for your safety, Emma continued. My safety? How? I don't understand, Rose asked in shock, and Diana froze for a moment. Yes, dear. Remember that time Diana called me, the time I was in the incident? Rose nodded. She sounded desperate, and I was convinced that a lowlife like her will never accept defeat. So I sent a private investigator to monitor her movements. Then a CCTV footage was sent to me by him, telling me that she was also in our engagement party. Then I knew it's high time to protect you, because I knew that she would come after you. Emma shocked the ladies. So you mean to tell me that you know that she was not sick? Rose inquired. Yes, I knew. According to the investigator, he told me that Diana and the doctor is working together and they are planning something big. And also, she said that if it didn't work out, then she will have to eliminate you. My dear, that is why I played along, cause I don't want anything to happen to you. I don't have concrete evidence to send her to prison, yet that was the reason why I supported her. Omo, I need to see the facial expression on Diana's face. This is really getting interesting. Let's continue, guys. Chapter 60. I needed to gather enough evidence. For me, it's better for you to leave the house than someone to hurt you. When I entered inside, I was informed by my PA that the doctor was apprehended by the police and they are on their way here. So Rose, you really thought that I would leave you for her? You really forced my hand. When I told you that you are the only one that belonged to me, I meant it, he said as he planted a kiss on her soft lips. You shouldn't have done this, Emmanuel, Diana said as she reached for fruit knife on the dining table and walked towards them. On seeing her, Emmanuel rushed towards her and dared her to use the knife on him. Rose was so scared she pleaded that Emma should leave the girl because she is not normal. But Emma assured her that Diana can never hurt the hairs on his body, talk less of hurting him. He urged her to go ahead. As she was about to do so, Emma dragged the knife away from her, twisted her arms, making sure she was in great pain. He removed the belt from his trousers and started lashing her with it. The belt landed on her delicate skin. Pinning her to the floor, he reminded her that she needed to visit the hospital because she is ill. He landed another one on her back. Rose has never seen Emma like that before, so she concluded that it was the devil in him. Yes, the black is back. He flogged her harshly until she was almost lying there without any life. Rose knows better than to come between them. She just stood there like a tree. What saved Diana was the police that came inside to take her away. The father was too ashamed to call her his daughter. The police arrested her immediately. After the whole commotion was over, Emmanuel turned and focused on Rose. And when their gaze met, it looked for some minutes. The black is back, and he wants to spend some quality time with his boo. Emma winked. Rose froze. Pressure started taking over her. She needed him so bad. Winking back, she said, "Follow my lead, Black." They reached inside the room. Looking at how horny he was and remembering her last ordeal with him, she stepped back. When he noticed her fear, a smile appeared on his face as he placed his hands above her head on the wall and cursed her against it and his much larger body. His spicy scent was like a drug coming off. He's stronger than before, intoxicating her. "I want to kiss you, to pat your lips with my tongue and slide inside your mouth. I want to pin your body underneath mine and feel your tremble while I do all kinds of things a man can possibly do to a woman. I want to hear your soft moans of pleasure escape your beautiful lips," Emma said, tracing his knob over her lips. He leaned down and brushed his lips against her ear. "I want to feel heat radiate from your body." Oh, Rose was already aroused by his words and couldn't breathe. She needed to get away but felt weak in her knees. All she could do is put her hands on his chest to push him away, and that made him chuckle. "Why are you doing the opposite of what your body wants?" he asked. "Maybe I'm scared even though I'm excited. Maybe I am not ready even though my legs are trembling," Rose murmured. "Fine, let me make you to be in the mood," he said. He raised his arm and grabbed a handful of her hair and tilted her head back slightly. Chapter 61. Then he took in charge. He kissed her slowly, teasingly, trying to teach her lips on how he wanted to move. Her lips quivered slightly, but then she slowly adapted to his movements until their lips moved in sync. He ran his fingers down her spine, pulling her so close until no space between two of them, and he could feel her heart hammering against his chest. Then his fingers traveled back up to her spine and entangled themselves in her hair. This he pulled her closer, adding more pressure to her lips. She moaned, and he loves that. He licked her neck and stopped at a pulse point, where he knew she was sensitive. He sucked lightly and whimpered as a soft moan escaped her lips. He pressed hot wet kisses on the most sensitive parts of her body. It sent a jolt of heat through her body. Chapter 62. He looked up to her, his eyes slowly turning red. Then he released her hands. She pushed herself up. He wrapped one arm around her waist and helped her up. Leaning in, she kissed him on the lips, tongue tingled with hot burning sensation. Then she walked her lips down his jaw, removing the hair from his neck. She pressed kisses down his neck. He trembled slightly and his grip on her tightened. She slowly kissed her way down to his chest, and he grabbed her hair and brought her face back to his. He was breathing heavily. If I will let you continue, this might end before it starts, and I don't want it to end yet, he said in a gruff voice. He then placed her down on the bed again with him on top. His eyes were still red as he looked at her, and she wondered why. Are you scared? He asked, as if he read her mind. No, she replied. He kissed her more passionately than before, throwing his hand down her body. She ached her back, knowing where they would reach soon. She moaned into his mouth as he began to stroke her gently. She dug her fingers into his back. The muscles in her body tightened. She's enjoying every bit of it. Damn, he was too good. Rose was too tired to move. Who thought that a hectic day would end in such a romantic way? She slept off and Black smiled on how exhausted she was. That means his handwork paid off. He cleaned her up before joining her on the bed. Chapter 63. After having breakfast, Emma decided to visit Diana at the police station. On reaching there, what he saw made his heart to melt. Diana was in pains. Bruises were everywhere on her body. She was badly beaten by a man and some detectives. Moving closer to her, tears started rolling down his face. Hi Diana, how are you? Emma asked. As you can see, I'm good, Emma, she said, tearing up. I'm sorry, Diana, I didn't know what came over me. I was just too upset, Emma apologized. You don't need to feel pity for me, Emma. Like I said, I'm fine. Rose was eavesdropping on their conversation. She was also sad that Emma didn't inform her before coming there. Diana, you know that one point in my life, you were my everything. I loved you so much, I was ready to give you my whole life, but you chose to ditch me. I was heartbroken for long. I was even going out of my mind because I couldn't imagine a life without you. But I was willing to let you go, if that would make you happy. Did you know why? Because I love you so much. That's why I sacrificed my happiness for your sake. And after all these years of our breakup, I never wished you bad. But what did you do? You came back to my life again to cause me pain. Why, Diana? Why? Emma wailed. I'm sorry, Emma. Yes, I know that I really fucked up, but Emma, I really love you. I was influenced by my friends, but Emma, God knows that I truly love you. You were my first. We have been friends since we were kids before becoming lovers. And yes, I hurt you, but that doesn't mean I don't love you, Diana said in tears. You don't love me, Diana, because if you do, you couldn't have hurt the one you love. You could have walked away when you know that you've lost the chances of being with me. I'm really feeling for Diana right now, seriously. But she did too much. Assuming Emmanuel wasn't smart enough, who knows how she could have executed her plan without anybody noticing that. I'm so happy that Emmanuel was smart. And people should be careful, let our emotions not take the larger part of us, because what I see here is emotions took the larger part of Diana. That's why she reacted the way she did. This is my own personal observation. I don't know your own personal observation. You can also tell us in the comment section. Let's see your own observation. But my own personal observation is that emotions took the larger part of Diana's life that made her to do what she will remember and she will regret, and also say, am I the one that did this kind of thing? So as we fall in love with our heart, let's also fall in love with our brain too. Think straight. It's gonna help each and every one of us out there. I believe you are enjoying this story with me. We are almost coming to the end of the story. This is chapter 63 or 64 if I'm not mistaken. I believe you picked one or two lessons from this particular chapters that we shared now. Me, I am picking something, or make sure that you are picking something too. One has to be smart, street smart. And also we should know that there are some times we keep quiet and play along in some situations, because assuming Emmanuel opened up that time they were still at the hospital, he will be like, hey, I know your plan, I know what you are up to. He couldn't have gotten enough evidence that could have landed Diana into the prison that she is now. So we should know when to talk, we should know when to keep quiet in some situations. So guys, I'll be leaving you all here for now. Make sure you engage me in the comment section if you're enjoying this story with me. Engage me and tell me what you are learning, what you think of this whole thing. Is Emmanuel doing the right thing? Is Diana doing the right thing too? Is Rose doing the right thing? Just Engage us in the comment section. Let me hear from you, or let me see what you think about this whole thing. Please, please, and please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, if you've been watching all this while and you haven't subscribed yet, do me this favor and hit the subscribers button. Share off this video, or you recommend this channel to people. They should come and also join in this beautiful story. As you can see, it's lesson packed. There is no part that you will come across that you won't learn one or two things. Tell your family members, tell your loved ones, tell your good friends, well-wishers out there, tell somebody to come and join in this story. They will learn one or two things from this story. Always remember that my name is Doris. Till I come your way next time. Bye bye.